Welcome, as usual, to Gentle Hatha Yoga. My name is Amber. If you happen to catch this on video and we're not yet acquainted, so happy that y'all are here. You all that are here live, I'm so grateful for you as well. So, same props as always. We've got 2 blocks and our blanket for some knee comfort, and we're going to go ahead and come on down to the ground. I'm going to give it a whirl without a sweatshirt today for the first time this season. We'll see if I can build a little bit of heat and stay warm. All right, so please find your comfy seat, whatever that feels like and looks like in your body. And then just take a couple of breaths once you arrive. Notice if anything needs to be adjusted. Remember, any of the shapes that I lead you into, it's not the end all be all. You're certainly welcome to move and groove in whatever way suits you best, because we're all different. And part of yoga is really recognizing that and just moving into the self and honoring what it is that we need as individuals. So, with that being said, find your nice tall spine, take a couple of breaths, really allowing the belly to fill. And then, if you can start to breathe in through the chest, filling the belly and the chest, and then releasing and relaxing. Having a nice tall spine, shoulders away from the ears. Let's soften our gaze, closing the eyes down if that feels appropriate, comfortable to you. And then just allowing the knees and the legs to relax. You might even just check in, self, how are you? What do you need today? I think we often forget to ask ourselves what it is that we need. Or maybe we ask and we don't listen. The ego pops in and says, you know what? I want to do something else. And then we have to tend to our heart and check in with our heart and see what our heart really wants and needs. So we'll read from A Beginner's Guide to the Universe. Don't worry that you worry. Even the fewest positive thoughts, words, and steps taken every day can turn any tide and right any ship. There's always more than one answer, path, possibility, partner, nuance, or flavor. And self-correcting, rebounding, and healing are both in your nature, and they are all entirely normal. So I guess today's little lesson from that is it's okay not to know. I don't know about you, but I like to know, but it's okay not to know. And it's okay if something feels a little off. That's when we get to inquire. That's when we get to come into ourselves, like I was just talking about, and just asking, what is it that we need? And for those of us that are writers, this is a great opportunity to just do some uncensored journaling. And, why do I feel this way? How can I move in another direction? And you would be really surprised at how communicating with yourself in that fashion can offer up some really beautiful answers that can open up doors. So the end all be all is never the end all be all. There's so much out there. So, with that in mind, as we move through our yoga practice today, I'd love for you to, again, just address whatever comes up, maybe thoughts, maybe something physical. And this is a great lesson to take off the mat into our everyday, especially when we are communicating with other people, trying to work things out, maybe looking for advice on how to move through something. Because and I've been told 1,000 times on this yoga path that the answer lies within. It doesn't lie within somebody else, even though you like that confirmation, as humans do. It really needs to come from the heart space. So, with that said, let's find our nice tall spine again. And we're going to take three big Durga breaths. And kind of the breath work that I just explained earlier, drawing into the belly. And let's do three belly breaths first. So just relaxing, settle in, shoulders away from the ears, close your eyes, chin is parallel to the floor. And when you're ready to take your next inhale, let it be into the belly. So we're blowing up that balloon and we're exhaling, drawing the belly button to the spine. Let's do that twice more, soft and easy. There's no pressure here. You know, if we fill a balloon up too fast, it's going to pop. Not that we're going to pop our belly, but it just feels good to really resonate and feel into that expansion. And then releasing and letting go of the breath, drawing belly button to spine. Now, please join me in breathing into the belly and then letting it kind of creep up a little bit past the diaphragm. So the breath just kind of tickles right underneath the spine or the rib cage, sorry. And then breathing out from the diaphragm, relaxing into the belly. Let's try that one more time. Just easing into our Durga breath here. Beautiful. And now we're going to go for that full expansion. So breathing into the belly, we're going to spill into the diaphragm, and then we're going to fill up our heart space. And you might feel your rib cage spread out a little bit. We might get a little bit longer in our spine. And then when you're ready to exhale, I'd love for you to pause for just a beat. Notice how the breath takes a turn, and then exhale, chest, diaphragm, belly. Pausing at the bottom of the breath, noticing that gentle tug of the belly, and then breathing in again. Belly, diaphragm, heart space. Pause, release. Pause at the bottom. Last time, best time. Breathe in and pause when you arrive. And settle in. Notice the body just feels a little bit more relaxed, maybe a lot more. Come back to your regular pace of breath, and then gently start to find those rib circles. And they're just small at first because when we do these at the beginning of the practice, we're really saying hello to our spine. We really want our spine to be supple and feel good as we start to move it. So small ones can feel really good. And then once you're like, ooh, I've got this groove, you can start to expand a little bit. And when you expand, I'd love to kind of suggest slowing down just a little. Maybe exhaling as we scoot back, as we slide forward. Inhale, in, out. And notice in the body, maybe some spots that are talking to you. I feel a little bit in my hip, that little pops and cracks happening that feel really good. Let's do one more full circle. And when you arrive at the back, let's start again. And this time, let's start big. And then we're going to come in small. So we're going to imagine that we have something that we really want to know about, right? And we start big, and there's all these possibilities and all these stories that we tell ourselves, all these things swirling around, and maybe it feels a little a little much, a little too much to comprehend. So let's start to wind our circle down and we start to let go of maybe some of the possibilities. Maybe we start to realize that these, what a couple of them just don't fit into our life realistically. Or maybe they're thoughts that someone else put into your head and you're realizing that, you know what, it's going to work for me. And we start to get a little bit smaller. And the breath is relax. And we start to wind down. And now maybe we've got maybe one, two, three choices. It starts to feel better. We start to feel more confident. Our spine is a little bit more stronger and a little bit more supple. So it can really be a beautiful pillar of strength for us. And then go ahead and wind down, coming back into center, relax the shoulders. Take a nice deep breath in, fingertips to the sky. So let's relax the arms a little bit wide, settle those shoulders down in those back pockets, tuck the low belly in, and just feel how strong this is. We're going to take our fingertips and we're going to relax them down to our shoulders, elbows out. If it doesn't feel good to have your elbows out, please know you can relax them. But we really want to be nice and taut in our belly. And we're going to take some breaths here. Take a nice deep inhale. As we exhale, rotate to the right just a little. Breathe out. Connect to your core. Breathe in. Back to center. Exhale to the left. And we're going to start to do this a little bit quicker. But for now, just humor me, breathing back into center, exhaling to the right, taking your time, noticing what the body's doing, noticing what feels tight, what feels loose, breathing into center, and then just allowing yourself to put your elbow in the water just a little bit deeper each time. And your body's going to let you know if it's too much. But hopefully, you're noticing, as I am, that my range of motion is getting a little bit deeper. So we started on the right. We're going to pause on the left or end on the left, come back to center, and then just relax your arms. And we're going to come back to that breath, but we're going to breathe in, out, in, out, in, out. So it's going to be a little bit more dynamic. And then if you want, you before we move into that flow, you can stretch your legs out if you've been sitting cross-legged and rotate the ankles a little bit, point and flex. And then let your opposite foot come forward, whatever that foot is, the funny foot. Can't remember. I usually start with my left leg forward, so we're going to go here and hope that is correct. Bring the fingertips to shoulders again. All right, so here we go. We're going to go a little bit faster, a little bit more dynamic. If you start to feel lightheaded, just pause, come back to your breath, and then if you want, you can start again, or you can just pause and go into a slower breath. So let's start to breathe in. All through the nostrils. Two more each side. Last time. Pause in the center, relax the arms. Nice job. Rotate through the shoulders any way that feels good in your body. One at a time. Maybe we shrug them both. Excellent. Bring those hands back to the knees and let's go ahead and play a little bit with seated cat cow. So you're just going to draw the breath in, lift the chest forward. Our sits bones are still seated. And then as you exhale, rounding through the spine, and you can grab your knees and really let your chin fall to your chest, rounding through the spine. If you, of course, have signs of kyphosis, so a rounded neck or upper back, you're just going to want to drop chin to chest. Breathing in and breathing out. One more time. Nice deep breath in. And find that nice tall spine. And let's go ahead and take a big inhale, fingertips to the sky. And we're just going to take an exhale, twist to your right, left hand to your right knee. Right hand's going to come behind. And we're going to find a nice static stretch here. And you're probably going to feel fairly open since we already did those little, the breath work and the twists. Take a nice deep breath in, keeping length through the spine. And then we're going to breathe in when you're ready, fingertips to the sky, forward, face forward, and then exhale to your left. And then when you're ready, breathe the hands up and exhale, right hand down. We're going to take a nice little side stretch. Left hip relaxes. So your right hand is a foundation, but we're trying not to dump into our shoulder. So really relax the arm, the right arm, as we reach that left arm back. And so we're going to do a little sweeping motion with this left arm. So breathing in, we're going to open and just open any amount that feels good, but we're going to reach that left hand back, opening through the collarbone, through the heart space. We're going to exhale and we're going to bring that hand forward, maybe touching the floor in front of your knee, maybe touching your right knee. Connect to your core, breathing in, open. Find that expansion. Exhale, release it down. Breathing in and up. And last time, reaching to the knee or past the knee. And then go ahead and bring your palm, fingertips in front of you and draw yourself to center. Let's go ahead and do that on the other side. So breathing in and up. Exhale, left hand down. Take a big stretch to the right side. Just going to pause and breathe here for a moment. Relaxing the right leg, the right hip, tucking in the low belly just a little bit. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's begin by expanding, opening up the heart space. Right hand reaches back. Exhale, drop forward, hand to knee. Maybe you can reach to the floor. Connect to the core, opening up again. And exhale. Last time. Opening up. And exhale, bring the fingertips down and let them sweep around. Place the fingertips to the floor. Back to center. And popping off of your blanket if you're on it, or your block. We're going to bring our feet up in front of us and just windshield wiper for a few moments here. And so when we windshield wiper, we're not going real fast. It's like we're on low mode. Almost like that mode where your wipers are on in your car and you're like, oh my gosh, should I turn it off? Like, is something wrong? Like you're waiting for it to go again. Usually I get impatient and I end up doing it manually. All right. Come on back to center and go ahead and flip onto your hands and knees. Got your blocks, keep them close. So we're going to play a little bit here with our balancing. So knees under hips, we got our wrists under our shoulders, fingertips are spread out nice and wide. A little extra pressure in your pointer finger and your thumb, and we're going to hug that low belly in, lengthen through our spine, and reach our right leg behind us. You might have to adjust that tripod a little bit. Our hips are flat, so our toes are pointed directly down to the mat. And if it's comfortable for you, please extend the left arm. So we're hugging in our glute muscle. So our right butt cheek is super activated. We're stretching, 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 and release it down. We're going to go ahead and go to the other side now. So set yourself up, connect to your core, and lift the left leg using that butt cheek. We don't want to use our back. Stretching it out, and you can point your flex, whatever feels good to you, and then reach that right hand forward. We're just pausing and breathing. That core is keeping us nice and balanced. And then we're going to drop the hand and the knee. So we're going to do that same thing, but we are going to open up our appendages to the side. So when we reach the right arm, it's going to go to the right, left leg is going to go to the left, and it's going to put us off balance just a little bit. Now, if you don't have space to extend your leg, just extend it with your leg bent. So your knee will be moving to the side. So when you're ready, let's go ahead and reach the right leg back. We're going to hug that right butt cheek in and lift that leg, stretch the left arm out. And then we're going to go ahead and just open to the side any amount. Your leg, your leg may not line up with your hip. Mine is not. We're just going to stay for 3, 2, 1. Slowly rotate back to center using that core and that strength, dropping the leg and the hand down. We're just going to do that one more time on the opposite side. Stretch that left leg back, hug in the core. Right arm stretches forward. And when you're ready, go ahead and open to the side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rotate it back to center and relax it down. Nice job. Bring those toes together. We're going to drop down to our elbows, and you can rotate your wrists here. And we're going to do one more thing with that balancing shape. And when you're ready, go ahead and come back into center. And we're going to go ahead and stretch out left leg. Center yourself up. Lift that leg up nice and tall. And go ahead and extend that right arm. Now, you're welcome to stay here. Remember, we're hugging that butt cheek. We got our belly pulled in. You're welcome to reach back and grab that foot or the ankle. Take a little stretch here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and gently, gently, gently release. Everybody come on back down. Let's go ahead and stretch out that right leg, left arm. And again, we've got an option here. You can stay right here. This is great. We're building arm strength, core strength, back strength, booty strength. And if you want, you can reach back, go ahead and grab. And what this does is it gives a little bit of a stretch through the quad, through the shoulder, through the belly. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Everybody just relax back down. Come on back into that little child's pose. And just go ahead and give your hands a little break here. Excellent. Let's go ahead and walk the hands forward a little bit. We're going to turn our toes under and we're going to come into our downward facing dog. So you're welcome to walk your dog here for a moment. Couple of nice deep breaths, cleansing breath. And then go ahead and pause the knees or pause your movement. Walk your feet in a little bit together. And we're going to press into our palms and lift our hips up just a little bit. Hug that low belly in. Rotate your triceps towards your nose. And then drop your knees down just a little. And then lift back up. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Drop the knees just a little bit. Pressing through the palms. Lift. And then one more time, drop those knees. We're not touching the ground. We're just dropping them a little and then press up, coming back into that down dog. Let's go ahead and anchor down that left heel. We're going to breathe the right foot up. Go ahead and stack the hip for just a moment. And we're not bending into our elbows. Relax that hip back down to center and draw that foot forward. And you are certainly welcome to place your foot down at any point to get to this space. I'm going to grab my blocks in my low lunge. You're going to drop that back knee. And then let's take a nice deep inhale, breathing the fingertips to the sky. Remember to keep a nice wide stance between the knee and the front heel. Soften your shoulders down here. Take an inhale and bring those palms together. And as we exhale, we're going to take a nice little twist here. Couple of breaths. And notice how the body is shifting. Like my body's rocking from side to side. So I have to press into my shin and the top of my foot on the left, pressing into the heel on the right to keep my balance. Go ahead and come forward, breathe those hands up into the sky. And then we're going to shift the hands down towards the ground and reach them back and come forward. A little humble warrior here. Inhale, breathe up. Exhale, humble warrior. Keeping that front knee above or a little bit behind your ankle. And exhale, reaching behind you. Let's breathe in and up one more time. And then from here, we're going to drop left hand to the floor, right hand stays high, coming into a twist. And if you're feeling a little strong today, a little sassy, go ahead and lift up that back knee. And then we're going to exhale the right hand down and we're going to heel toe that right foot off to the side. Now I'm going to give you a couple of options. You're welcome to just stay in your lazy lizard, which means hands are down on the ground, or maybe you even put your blocks down to give you a little extra space. Or you can maneuver yourself down onto your forearms. It is completely up to you, but I really want you to pay attention to your hips here. Notice how they feel. And we're going to take 5 breaths here. So wherever you are, you can close your eyes and just breathe. On your next inhale, I encourage you to bring your palms to the floor or your blocks if you are on your forearms. And we're going to go ahead and heel toe the foot back to center and then stretch it out forward, planting the heel down. And again, this is, I really like my blocks here. And we're going to open the chest forward, plant that knee and look forward. Let your rib cage move forward a little bit. And I'm hoping you'll feel a nice little stretch in the hamstrings. If you feel any tension in your knee, I want you to bend it just a little bit more. And then see if you can drop in just a touch. It's really hard to get into the belly of the hamstring. So sometimes we have to move and adjust ourselves to really get into that sensation. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Let your shoulders relax. And then when you're ready, we're going to take both of our hands to the inside of the leg, giving that leg plenty of space to move out and around, and then come back in. See if you can extend the leg as you move around. So moving those blocks off to the side, we're going to come back into our downward facing dog. So go ahead and stretch yourself up, pressing into the palms. Remember, a little extra into the pointer finger and the thumb. Rotate those triceps towards your nose. Stretch through the spine. Hug that low belly in. Let your hips extend to the sky. Go ahead and walk your dog. And notice if the right side feels a little bit looser than maybe than the left or just than before. And then when you're ready, let's go ahead and anchor down that right heel. We're going to breathe the left leg to the sky. Open up your hip. Go ahead and stack it. Don't bend into your elbows. Bring it back straight, and then go ahead and slide that left leg forward, dropping that right knee down, setting yourself up for greatness here as we are on our railroad tracks, not our balance beam. And then when you're ready, once you get yourself set up, a nice wide space between the front heel and the back knee, going left to right, let's go ahead and breathe in and up. Soften the shoulders down. And perhaps you may feel a little stretch in your quad here. And if you want, you're welcome to bring your hips just a little bit more forward if you want a little stretch here. Let's bring those palms together. And as we take our next exhale, we're going to rotate to the left, bring the palms to heart space, soften those shoulders away. It's a great alternative to our prayer twist. And then when you're ready, we're going to come forward, fingertips to the sky, and let's do our humble warrior. Exhale, float it down, connect to your core, dropping the belly down and back. The hands are back. Inhale, connect to the core, press into that front heel. And exhale, stretch that crown forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, last time. Last time to the sky. And we're going to take that right hand down. Left hand's going to stay reaching. And then if you want, you can lift up that back knee for a couple of breaths here. If you need to drop that arm, you can rest it at your side. And then from here on an exhale, we're going to go ahead and rotate our chest towards the floor. We're going to bring both hands to the inside of the left foot, and we're going to heel toe that left foot off to the side just a bit as we come into our lazy lizard shape. So I'm staying here today, but you're welcome to drop down to your forearms. We're just going to take a couple of deep breaths here. We're going to do 5. Excellent. When you're ready, we're going to heel toe that left foot into center after you very carefully brought your chest up. If you were laying down, plant that heel, drop your booty back a little bit. And we do want a little bit of a bent knee here. And then once you arrive with a little bit of a bent knee, heel pressed into the mat, take a nice deep inhale and look forward. Woo! You can feel that. And again, just being mindful of the knee. If you need to bend it a little bit more, please do. Take just another breath here. And then you can kind of bring yourself forward a little bit. Bring both hands to the inside of the leg. And we're going to give ourselves lots of space to try to fully extend the leg and stretch it out. Bring it back down to the mat. And we're going to go ahead and take our right leg and we're going to cross it over the left and place the right foot back behind. We're going to take our right hand and we're going to stretch it past the left. So really press into that right heel, reach through the right fingertips, nice deep stretch here on the side. Slide the right hand back, bring the right leg back. Let's stretch out the left leg, same thing. And we're going to stretch that left arm out to the side, getting a nice deep stretch here. Go ahead and bring that left hand back first. We're going to slide that left leg back. So we're going to do just a couple of forward folds and rolling up. So let's go ahead and find our downward facing dog. And then all you're going to do is walk your hands back. So let's come here into our forward fold, bending into the knees as much or as little as you like. Relaxing the head. Maybe we find a little yes, a little no. Take an inhale, find your flat back. And exhale, release. And I think our balance today, go ahead and breathe all the way up. We're going to roll, is going to be tree. Now, when we get to our longest body here, reaching fingertips to the sky, go ahead and exhale the hands down. We're going to come into our favorite tree in this position. So breathing the hands up, we're going to start by letting our weight come into the left leg. And I want you to just come to whatever tree position is going to feel best in your body today. And that might just be heel in, knee out, toe to the ground. I'm going to come here, wrapping the sole of my foot around my calf, keeping it away from my knee. But you're welcome to come to the full expression of tree, bringing the heel up to the groin, pressing to the inner thigh. So you can also play with your hands and arms. It is spring. We should let our trees grow, maybe some flowers. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and exhale, release. Let's breathe in, fingertips to the sky. We're going to exhale, float all the way down. Find your flat back, breathe in. And exhale. Roll up nice and slow. Fingertips to the sky. Full breath in, nice big stretch, and exhale, hands down. So let's breathe in, fingertips to the sky. Let your weight fall into the right leg, and then find your tree. Woo. The wind's blowing pretty heavy over here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax everything down. We're going to take another deep breath in, fingertips to the sky. We're going to exhale, float the hands down. Now, you should be at the back of your mat. If you're not, don't worry about it, but let's breathe in, find flat back. And as we breathe out, we're going to bring hands to the mat, bend those knees generously, and just walk yourself down and come to your flat back. Relaxing all the way down. If you've got a block, let's put it in between our knees. We're going to bring the heels in close to the butt. Our arms are going to be flat, palms to the mat, nice and broad across the shoulders. And so we're going to hug those knees in, and you might feel a little pop or a crack here right around the pelvis, and that is totally normal. So we're going to squeeze, 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 and then press into the heels and lift. Hug those glutes in. We're squeezing, and we're going to hold here for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep squeezing. 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Take that block out from between the knees. And if you didn't have a block, no worries. We're going to extend our left leg. We're going to hug the right knee in. Maybe draw the forehead close. Rotate through the ankle just a touch. And then from here, go ahead and relax the head back if you've lifted it. We're going to extend our right hand and arm out to the sides. We've got a nice big T here. We're going to take a big breath in, and as we exhale, you can use your right hand to gently coax your body over to the left. Now, remember, I always tell you to stack your hips, so you might lift a little bit and shift it off to the right. And remember to always, always, always support yourself, so we're not making our low backs do any extra work. You can open up your arms. That feels good. And you're always welcome. If you don't feel like opening the upper body, you can just bring your top arm and just relax it at your side. So you get to do what's great for you right now. We're going to relax in this shape. So take a couple of breaths and notice what parts are being kind of stubborn. They're like, no, I'm not doing this today. And just breathe into those and see if you can relax any clenching. I'm always amazed at the amount of times I don't notice that I'm clenching. And then it's like, I'll take a breath out, or, something will happen. I'll be like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was holding that muscle in. So just be really aware. See if you can breathe in 3 more times deeply. We're going to start to Move out of our twist. Let's take that right leg, toe to the ground, very slowly, slowly, slowly. So we can have a base with that right foot to lift our hips and center. Again, we don't want to use our low back to do that. So please use what you've got with your toes as a little kickstand. And then go ahead and find some gentle movement here in the center. And you can bring your forehead to your knees again if you want. You can grab the soles of your feet maybe too. See how that feels? It's kind of harder for me. My arms are so short, but is what it is. Let's go ahead and relax the head if you've got it towards the knees. We're going to transfer our hands to our left knee and we're going to straighten our right leg. And when you're ready, take that nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to go ahead and, oops, I forgot to say, lengthen your left arm. So you can do that now if you'd like, extra support. And then go ahead and manage your way down, supporting yourself where it needs support. So you've probably noticed when we do these deep twists that we're also stretching the outer edge of our hip very passively, not quite as deep as our lizards go. So let's indulge in 5 more breaths. And I'd love to encourage you to take at least 3 deep inhales. Softening the body on your exhale, looking for those hard to reach spots. Let's go ahead and start to take that left foot, dipping that toe down onto the mat, slowly rolling to the center. Let that right foot come up, center yourself, and let's go ahead and draw those knees in. And if you want, you can find a happy baby here. And I invite you to explore in your happy baby because you can stretch one leg out and then the other. You can straighten both your legs if you want. And really, if you wanted, you can take this into a little plow pose, dropping your feet behind your head. And that is going to give a really nice stretch to your low back through your hamstrings. And then once you feel comfortable, go ahead and are finished, complete. Go ahead and reach your toes to the sky. Let's take that dead bug like we did on Tuesday. That felt really good. So, reaching the fingertips to the sky, broadening the shoulder blades back. So, we've got this nice flat back across the shoulders in which your arms can steady. So, we're just going to relax down. Fingers and toes are relaxed. You might start to feel a little tingle. Just kind of let gravity do its thing. And then we're going to connect to our core, bring the legs together and drop them down. You can relax your hands at your side. We're going to come into our final resting pose. So please find a comfortable position. You can put a blanket under your hips or your head, maybe under the knees. And see if you can take more of a star stance in today's Shavasana. So, really widen the heels to the sides of the mat, extend the fingers, the arms, nice and long. Mm. So, Shavasana, our favorite and best and most important shape of our practice. This is where we allow ourselves to surrender. We get to center our thinking mind on our breath. And for these next few minutes, we just get to be. And sometimes that's hard to allow, but I really want to encourage you to bring your awareness to your breath in your body instead of the outside world. Let's start to breathe in a little more deeply, letting our awareness move to the belly. Fingers and toes stretch. Maybe rotate wrists and ankles. Bringing the soles of the feet to the mat. And perhaps you can do windshield wiper if you'd like for a few moments, or you can roll on to your favorite side. I don't know if you knew this or not, but your left side is really good to relax on for about 15 minutes after you eat because it will help you digest your food. So if you're on your left and you start to hear little gurgles, that's just working in your favor for your digestion. And then if you roll onto your right side, it said that that helps you create a little bit more energy. So you can make your way to your seat, bringing palms together at heart space, as always, in gratitude for our practice, our community, and our bodies that allow us to show up on our mat, and for the opportunity to slow down our thinking mind. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.